you can get more consciousness, apparently, is by using powerful psychedelic substances. Tell us if you think this is a vital part of the future. Tell us if, like Elon Musk and Sergey Brin, you believe that these medicines will enhance your consciousness, enhance your personal experience, and enhance our collective experience, or whether they will become commodified and controlled by the same big pharma interests that perhaps kept this technology down for a long while. Let's see how the mainstream media are covering this topic.
Lots of people drink coffee before they go to work, of course. Others, believe it or not, drop acid.
Can you imagine that? I like to see a good bit of mainstream news. Others just take acid. It's illegal, so we're not endorsing it. But I don't know where we are anymore. The world's changing.
It's illegal, but only on 5 tonight, Kate Cogeran on the growing number of Bay Area professionals who say tiny doses of LSD give them the competitive edge they need.
How odd to see LSD and psychedelics more broadly, which in a sense are essentially about dissolving the self and looking beyond egoic motivation and recognizing that your conditioning can be overcome, to see that rebooted, rebolted and redirected and utilized towards gaining wealth, becoming more effective at work. We've seen this many times. Meditate so that you can be better at your job. Do yoga so that you can be better at your job. Everything is directed towards in order that you can fit into this system. The problem with psychedelics is it's fundamentally about breaking systems. And of course, we must create new systems. I'm not suggesting that we live in chaos or the type of anarchy that suggests a total lack of order. I'm talking about the type of anarchy that suggests a lack of domination, freedom, maximum amount of freedom. When people awaken individually, perhaps because of psychedelic experiences, let me know if you've had any. I've in the past had those type of experiences. I'm in recovery now, so it's not something that I can get involved in. But the idea that this will become commodified is an obvious one. It's obvious that the kind of interests that are able to dominate media and big pharma will apply their existing methodology to a technology or medicine that could be utilized to truly change things.
San Francisco is still the center of the psychedelic universe, but those who now drop acid and why they do it might surprise you.
It's very small. It's a very small amount.
They're not hippies, they're tech bros, artists, investors, even entrepreneurs.
I suppose what was exciting about the 1960s is the suggestion that culture and society could be reordered through innovation. And of course, society continually evolves, but many of the innovations, psychological at least, that occurred during the 1960s have been colonized by the mainstream. The spirit of we can do what we want in the 60s, certainly by the 1980s, has become I can do what I want. As long as our perspective is individualistic, materialistic, and about commodity, commerce, and personal gain, real change will be difficult to achieve. So psychedelics, if they are about personal growth in order that you can fit into existing systems, are, I would argue, pointless. Psychedelics that we may change society in order to create something more harmonious, more beautiful, which of course means individual freedom, which of course means freedom of speech, which of course means allowing people to be different. That is the kind of revolution I'm interested in. But obviously what that would quickly lead to is the observation and recognition that it's impossible for any of us to be free as long as there are powerful authoritarian forces that govern and control our lives, try as best they can to deny their own existence through their management and control of media spaces, big tech platforms, and often endless bureaucracy. This will become observable if people continue to awaken through psychedelics. A and psilocybin are regarded as wellness, sort of things you could buy at a supplement shop now. Like, oh, I'm doing some wellness. Wellness? Didn't that used to be drugs?
They're taking a tiny dose, about a tenth of a normal dose, to be more productive and creative. It's called microdosing.
People are finding that low-dose LSD permits their mind to be a little bit more expansive in terms of problem solving.
So it's like you can expand your mind enough to exist within the system and solve problems that are amenable to the system's goals. But if you expand your mind to the point, you go, hey, but what about the whole system? What? You retract that back down again. Yeah, but what's the point? Who's this that's pushing my mind in? The EU, the IMF, the WEF. We're keeping you in there.
They will respect the law.
And yet at the same time, they're able to stay focused.
You can have a spiritual awakening as long as your awakening doesn't make you a bad co-worker.
Veteran software engineer Kevin Herbert says LSD helped him solve some tough technical problems when he was working at Cisco.
Software engineering and hardware engineering
incredibly complex.
The idea that entrepreneurs and even geniuses have used psychedelics is not a new one. I mean, in fact, that is the nature of psychedelics. They give you access to parts of consciousness that are inaccessible in what we might call normal consciousness. We all know that Steve Jobs had experiences with LSD.